Another guitar came into the workshop. It's an old classical guitar with its obvious issue being that the bridge has been removed. The customer kept the bridge and the strings sitting in the sound hole. Just pull them out. It's a Shiro guitar, classical. GC400 is the model. It's made in Japan from the Aria guitar company. You can see on the top we've got chunk taken out there, which needs to be sealed up. A few other dents and scratches need to be fixed up as well. Here's the saddle. Not quite sure what glue they used to put it on, but it was obviously glued straight onto the varnish, and after several years the string tension eventually ripped it off. Took a few wood chunks with it as well. The bridge is in pretty good shape. It's straight. There's a wood chunk there. Some residue glue. This all needs to come off. Strip back down to the wood surface and then glued back on. That'll make sure we get a good connection. Here's the fretboard. Other than a lot of gunk in it, it's all right. There's a few dings in the fretboard. Tuners are okay, and the nut looks fine. Here we have the guitar with the masking tape set. Lightly score using a very sharp knife around the edge of the bridge. And that gives us the outline. I just put the masking tape there to stop it from lifting or flaking. Use a sharp chisel and a scraper to remove the varnish, making sure that we just get it down to the layer of the wood. We don't want to go much deeper than that. We'll sand it back. It's still got a few bits and pieces, but that's starting to look pretty good there. Needs to be sanded and remove any of that excess varnish from the top and make sure we level it and get it nice and flat. And we can put the bridge back on. It should sound pretty good. Here's the fingerboard. Giving it a good clean. It was full of muck, as you can see. Years of playing and sweat and grime. Ugh. Here's the bridge. Again, I don't know what glue it was. It was tough glue. I was hoping that bit of steam and a bit of heat might soften up the glue, make it easier to remove and get it back to the bare wood surface. Just apply a little bit of heat. Make sure you keep checking it. We don't want to warp the wood or damage it in any way. It didn't remove it. Here we see underneath or inside the guitar the braces. We're looking directly under the bridge area. The braces, check with a feeler gauge, make sure that there's no loose braces. Here we are preparing the hide glue, usually 1 to 2 part glue and water. Wait for a little while for that to solidify. It turns to like a gel. Then we heat it on a stove in a water bath. Here, I use gas. Find it easy to control the temperature. Bring that up to a nice simmer, and the hide glue melts in the glass jar to a nice 70 odd degrees, which is perfect for the hide glue to stick. I didn't show you the process of actually gluing it, but here is the finished product that is glued onto the top of the guitar, and I'm test fitting the new bone saddle, which will need a little bit of work. Need to file that down, it's obviously too high. We'll intonate it and make sure that there's some compensation on the top for the intonation. Put it in the vise and file it up. Here is the some of the work on the intonation. See that it's a compensated G. This is the very close to the finish product. Put that in the guitar and just make some final adjustments. Taped up the fingerboard, fretboard, and give the frets a nice polish, makes playability much nicer. Nice and shiny. Okay, here it is, all done, stringed up with the new saddle and bridge, and all polished up. There's a little bit of a din there on the upper left hand bout that needs a little bit more work, but here's a crack, all sealed up, polished up nicely. Looks good. Should be nice instrument for the next 40 odd years. Plays well. I think we'll get this back to the customer.